Welcome to the Plumbing Live Q&A with Roger Wakefield. That is me. So if you want to learn plumbing by receiving the most valuable information and you want to have your opinion heard and you want to hear the opinion of others and it matters, you want to take care of things. You want to do things right for your customers. You love your customers. You want to treat them better than they've ever been treated, and you freaking love the plumbing industry, the plumbing trade. Welcome to my show. I'm glad you're here. So do you want to get real valuable information? Do you want your opinion to be heard and value the opinion of others? Do you enjoy a freaking awesome experience? Because that's what we try to do here. Do you love your customers and want to take great care of them? And do you love receiving information in a great systematic process? If you said yes to any of these, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and tell 4,000 of your closest friends about this channel. How is everybody doing? Happy freaking New Year. I hope that you all had a good Christmas. Man, look at Sean right off the bat. Let's start it off by promoting the subreddit. Man, if we're not promoting the subreddit, we are doing something wrong. So, Sean, there's the link right there. Good to see it. Oh, look at this one. Roger Wakefield's #1 fan. Well, I guess we have another YouTube channel I need to worry about. Good deal. Shirai says, I'm not really interested in going into the plumbing trade, but I'm interested in learning more about different plumbing techniques, how everything is connected. You know, it's really neat. I saw a presentation by an apprentice, and this apprentice won a competition. So his numbers were great. He had done good. And he explained it. He said, look, he said, when I walk up people's house, I tell them swag, sewer, water, and gas. It all ties together. We work on it all. Don't you think if you've got problems over here, you got problems over here? Let me check it out for you. And man, such a great presentation. I thought that was neat. Jonathan Wheeler, good to see you in here as always. Hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Man, it's been a good time around here. Joe Barrett says best plumbing channel around. Are you talking about yours or mine? Either way, man. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit the like button. I love that. Vinny John says Happy New Year. Need about 3 volunteers to help with some testing. Sean Strong. Guys, and Sean's serious about that. When Sean says he's looking for some volunteers, he's looking for some volunteers to help him with some things that we're working on, some things he's working on. I just kind of get to be a part of it. So any of y'all interested in helping Sean, helping the Tuber Turds, helping the Roger Wakefield community, man, thank y'all very much. Graphics says, hello, everyone. Good to see you in here. Plumbing Immortal says, are you a plumbing or a silicone plumber? I don't use silicone hardly at all. I use putty. I'm a putty man, have been from the very beginning. Jonathan, you can bet he's testing something crazy. There you go. Send him a message on boom_the plumber over on Instagram. He will get back with you. Big fan here from the United Kingdom. Dave Smith, good to have you in here. Anthony Parrish, how do you clean a drain? Well, you actually clean it with a hydrojetter. You unclog it with a cable, different things like that. I like this. James Setterloff says, 4,000 friends. I don't even know that many people. Family, friends, and enemies combined. Well, you know what? All I ask is you tell all 4,000 of them about me, about the channel. I used to have a restaurant manager that did that, and I thought that was great. Literally when customers went to leave. He'd ask them, how did you like it? And they said they love it. He'd say, well, then we only ask that you tell 4,000 of your closest friends. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I've kind of said something like that for a long, long time. Tazgo 84 says, all the love from, I think I say, yeah, Kuwait to the best plumber in the world. Thank you so much. Good to see you in here. Timothy, man, my computer monitor just blacked out again. This may be a fun night because it's done it 4 or 5 times. If you can't see me, I've got a frustrated look on my face right now. I've been fighting this problem for months, and it just keeps on going. And right now, I can see nothing. There we go. It came back. Timothy, is there a way to self-clean cast iron pipes for basement floors? Not really. You could do a hydro. Man, I would get a small hydrojetter, run through it, and call it good. Joe Barrett says, Roger, what is your go-to hardware store? I'd have to say it is Lowe's. That's probably where I go the most. I like the people there. I think I get better information if I need it. So, I mean, they're just good people. They want to help you. Son of Britannia says, how do I make myself more attractive to a plumbing company? What are they looking for when looking for an apprentice? Okay, number one, and I'm going to spend a little time on this because I love this. So, Son of Britannia, here's what I want to tell you is, if you are applying for a job, you need to understand that whoever's interviewing you is looking for one thing. They may be looking for more than one, but they're looking for something. They're either looking for a long-term employee, they're looking for short-term help, they're looking for somebody that can go from being an apprentice to being a journeyman plumber. They are looking for a lot of things like that. And what I can tell you is that you asking the right questions can figure out what it is they're looking for. And then you need to think about what it is and ask yourself, can you fill that role? If they are looking for someone to help them grow, you need to develop a growth mindset. Say, hey, look, I get that. I want to be part of this. I want to help. I want to do this. I want to do this. You need to learn and figure out what it is they're looking for, and are you capable of that? But, pretty much everybody looking for people is looking for people that are going to come in and make their company look better. They're looking for people that are going to come in and do things right. They're looking for people that are going to come in and learn the systems and processes to where they do things their way. As company owners, we get our mindset of what kind of company we want to build. What do we want it to be like? The bad thing is a lot of people, man, they don't have that mindset. They just literally, they want to come in and they're like, man, look, I got a job. I'm going to listen to what they say, but I'm going to do this my way because I know what I'm doing. And that's great. But you know what? That's not what I'm hiring you for. I'm hiring you to do it my way. What I would tell you, in Son of Britannia, that this is one of the most important things I tell anybody. Learn the systems and processes of the company you're going to work for. Learn them better than anybody else. Learn how to do the sales process. Learn how to do the communication model. Whatever it is that they're teaching you, learn it well, and get good at it. Get better at it than anybody there. And if you do that, man, you will make them a hand. You will always have a job. You will always make good money. I'm just telling you, I think that is the best advice I can ever give anybody. Learn the systems and processes, get good at them, and stick with them. Mac McDonough, good to see you in here. Yes, I am the Mr. Miyagi of plumbing. My boy from Texas got a Karen story to tell. Look, I don't ever deal with Karens. Man, I deal with Cinderellas. Dave Smith, we can see you. Man, yeah, I'm glad you can. And guys, I've got a monitor over here. I've got two 49-inch curved monitors. So I've got like two monitors on this side because I cut my screen in half, and I've got YouTube over here. I've got my Restream over here. And I've got a monitor over here. I don't know why we can't seem to get the cables in to make it work. And that just really blows my mind because we've been having this problem for months and months and months. I guess I'm going to have to find cables and get it taken care of. So, Robert, I'm glad you can see me too. Lot says, hello, Roger Wakefield. Do you have any tips for a new apprentice at a plumbing company? Yeah, if you heard what I just said, talking to the son of Britannia, I'll always try to be the best plumber apprentice that they've got. I got into the union after 17 years of plumbing. And a lot of people would tell me, look, you're they call them a rat bastard. You're a rat bastard. You came up open shop. You don't know anything about plumbing. You're no good. We're better than you, yada, yada, yada. So I made it my point on every job that I went on to be the best plumber that they had. And I wanted to outperform every other plumber. I wanted to work harder. I wanted to work smarter. I wanted to get things done. I wanted my work to look better. I wanted more work to be done every day. I wanted to outperform anybody and everybody and their biases, their thoughts. And I made it a point to do it. So as an apprentice, that's where it starts. Luckily for me, when I was an apprentice, I worked for some great plumbers. I learned a lot of good plumbing information that has helped me throughout my career. So what I'll tell you is that you have to want to be the best. And there's a book out by Seth Godin called The Dip. If you have not read it, I completely recommend it. It starts off says, look, if you're not trying to be the very best, why not? The best make more money. And man, if that's not reason enough right there, you really need to think about it. Jonathan, we'll see you when you get back. Says, does soft drinks like Pepsi and Coca-Cola help with clogged drains? That they may just because of the acid in them, but I don't recommend any chemicals like that. Best material for insulating different kinds of pipes. Best material for insulating pipes and different kinds of pipes. Either RoboSteel number one, good to see you in here. And I had that turned off, I thought. Any cell core insulation, can think of thermosil, anything like that is great. If it's pipe that really has a chance of getting cold, maybe heat tape, do anything you can to protect it. Just bought a new house and my drains are pretty slow. Got multiple sinks in the house. What can I do as a homeowner? First, to try and manage the problem before calling a plumber come out. I would really see if I could go rent a small hydrojetter. General makes a little handheld hydrojetter, and I love ours. And that's good for cleaning smaller lines. But I would just go through and try and clean everything up that I could. I like this. James says, regardless of the job, I think you should want to love it and want to be the best. And guys, look, y'all know that I've got different courses I've put together and I'm working on getting into the trades, how to get better at the trades, how to start your own business, and then how to get the right tools in your toolbox to grow your business and make your phone ring. And, one of the things that I tell people all the time is to try to be the best and always try to be the very best from where you start as an apprentice to becoming a tradesman. If you eventually want to own your own company or move up into management, you want to find out how to be the very best and learn to be the very best. That way you can help others. And I think the more people that we help, the best thing it is. And one of the things that I tell people whenever they want to get into the trades, they ask me all the time, well, what trade pays the most money? And to be 100% honest, it's the one that you love the most. Because if you love it, you're going to want to learn more about it. You're going to want to be the best at it. And I think that makes such a big difference. Logan says, Roger, I'm stuck between apprentice in Florida or Alabama. Ultimate goal is to become a master plumber, but the time frame to each state is different. What do you recommend? And if you don't know where you're wanting to go to, and either one of them are fine, I would do one of two things. And it depends on where you're wanting to be in Florida or Alabama. Got the Florida-Alabama line right there. What I would say is, if you really don't care which one you end up at, find out which one you can get your master's license and start your own company first. I think that's a great thing. Mr. Joseph Lalibert is in the house. Good to see you as always. And Joseph is a tuber turd, y'all. A member of the crew. I love it. And guys, please make sure you DM Sean at boom_the plumber on Instagram. He is working on something. Needs a few people, man, preferably members, preferably people that are in here all the time, people that want to be part of the tuber turds, people that love this enough they tell other people about it, and cool stuff like that. It does it. It makes it really, really nice. I want to see if they've. Man, I don't even know which one I pushed. Up. We're gonna try something new. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Y'all watch this. Let's see what happens. Opinion to be heard and value the opinion of others. Do you enjoy a freaking awesome experience and love your customers and want to take better care of them? And do you love receiving information in a systematic process? If you said yes to any of these, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and tell 4,000 of your closest friends about it so they can come subscribe too. That was pretty cool. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. And I'm looking over here at the live stream right now. So any comments y'all put, I'll get in there. I'll see right now. This is something I've been asking for my guys for. Colton, number one, thank you so much. A lot of times I've got a cough. I've got to let the dog out. I've got to get a drink of water, anything like that. So we shot that little clip today. As you can tell, I've still got on the same shirt. Let me know what y'all think about that. Y'all like that, or is that too much or too crazy? Or let me know your thoughts. What type of math should I go over and restudy for the plumbing trade? Steve, that freaked me out a second. Sorry about that. It's pretty cool, though. I liked it. Okay, Steve, it freaked you out, but did you like it? What type of math should I go over and restudy for the plumbing trade? Look, number one, just simple math. It's not real complicated. Now, if you really want to know what kind of stuff to get into, hold on. So I've got my 2018 UPC study guide, Uniform Plumbing Code, and I'm going to go back here because, man, they've got a section in here called Plumbers Math. Plumbing Mathematics Examinations, Answers and Explanations. So guys, I love this book. Those of y'all that hear me talk about it often, and I've got a link to it in the description, the study guide. But as you see, all the answers are in the book right here. And what I do is for each chapter, I literally go to the back, look up the correct answer, and then go through here and mark it. See how I've got the highlighted areas there? I go through and do that. That way, when I'm studying for an exam, I'm only reading the correct answer, meaning I read the question, I read the correct answer. Don't even look at the other ones. And when you do that, you get it set in your mind what the answer is. You know what it is. You're good. But also, it's got questions in here or answers and math problems. So I want to go find the actual problems themselves for plumber math. If I can. Sorry if I'm slowing some of y'all down or messing y'all up. Oh, that should be towards about the very back. And this is, look, plumbing math is one of my favorite things. I used to love teaching this. Okay, so it goes to fittings. I don't know why I can't find the math part. And the plumbing math part, I kid you not, I love it. But I like this book because it helps you with sizing. It helps you with so many different things. Go to the front and see if I can find it that way. Plumbing math on 129. Okay, so some of these are pretty easy. It's like atmospheric pressure at sea level is most nearly what? 1 cubic foot contains how many cubic inches? The volume of water in 1 cubic foot is approximately. And man, this is stuff that You go through and read it. It's a written question like that. But the neat thing about it is when you go back and do the answers, they draw it out and they show you that they literally draw the cubes. They show you how to do the math formula. That they show you how they do all of it. And I got to tell you that is one of my favorite study guides. So, sorry, I know I spent a little bit of time there, but that was a very good question. Thank you very much. Steve says, glad to see you teaming up with Lowe's. I like them better than the other big box stores. They're my favorite. I'll tell you what, Lowe's has been great to work with. They've literally, look, I love the products that they do. A lot of people complain because there's certain products they don't carry, certain brands they don't carry and whatnot. But you know what? We all love what we love. So I think customer service is one of the biggest benefits. Love from Chacomalico, Mexico. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. Hey, Roger, Happy New Year. Elegant Plumber, thank you so much. Mr. Jonathan Wheeler is back. Son of Britannia, if you could go back in time, what would you have done different? Would you have still been a plumber? Absolutely. Please build a boat out of PVC pipe. It's funny. I thought about that before. I thought about building a pontoon boat. It's expensive because that's some big old pipe. So my tap water have particles in it when held near light. Man, go to whatever city you're in. Go to the municipal water district and pull up their water report. It ain't just got particles in it. It's got feces in it. It's got all kinds of different things. Man, Sean, you said it right there, which I did. I started plumbing in high school. And I've got out a couple of times and done some different things. But I always get right back into plumbing. It's because I love it. Jonathan Wheeler would about to replace a toilet in our house. Do you have one you prefer? It's to each his own. There's so many different brands out there, and there's some great ones. I love Kohler. I love Toto. I love American Standard. I've never had a lot of problems with the toilet. And that's why I'm not hung up on one brand. They're all different. I think the new Kohler bidet toilet is amazing. It's about $4,000. I would love to have one and try it. I saw it at KBiz one year, and man, that is just a neat toilet. And I've heard the Toto one's even better. So, matter of fact, I got one. I need to do an install video at home on that for a Toto bidet toilet seat. Joshua Sullivan says, how's your day going? I tell you what, number one, it's going fantastic, Joshua. Thank you so much. I love what I do. Number one, I get to get on here and talk about the trades, talk about helping people get into the trades, become better tradesmen, start their own company, and grow their businesses. So I truthfully think, man, I am living the dream. Thank you so much. Dave Smith says, Science Man 96 game MDPE pipe would be better for a boat. Isaac White, is it better to try and have 20-year career with an employer or bounce around and say you've done that and the other forms of plumbing? I think, man, and this is a good one because my dad used to tell me, my dad worked for AT&T. Matter of fact, my dad's birthday was yesterday. He passed away a few years back. So, yesterday is always a big memorable day for me because I think my dad was a great guy. He's the dad who raised me. He was my stepfather, but he treated me like his son. And, the neat thing about it is he worked for Southwestern Bell, AT&T, Western Electric for 40 years. And when I got in the union, I ended up bouncing around a lot. And I bounced around a lot is because I was a good superintendent. I was a good manager. And I remember going over to his house one day and I told him that I started a new job, started with a new company and whatnot. And he literally, he says, son, like, I want to talk to you. He says, I don't think you should be bouncing around. He said, I think you should pick one company and you should stay there. And I said, okay. I said, why do you think that? He said, man, it was good for me. He said, I put in 40 years there and, man, I love that. I said, Dad, that's great. I said, Dad, here's the deal. I don't just leave companies. Other companies pay me to come to work for them. And he kind of looked at me funny. He says, what do you mean? I said, well, Dad, I think I've got a very unique skill set, and I understand plumbing very well. People come to me. I said, Dad, this last job, they're paying me an extra $12,000 a year to go to work for them. And he looked at me. He said, do what? I said, well, Dad, they're paying me $6 an hour. I said, don't get me wrong. I went to the employer that I left and said, hey, you could pay me 10 an hour to stay, but it'll mess up their pay structure. I said, but Dad, the funny thing is, they'll pay me another $5 or $6 an hour to come back in 2 or 3 years. So now in 2 or 3 years, I'm making $12, $13 an hour more. And he looked at me and said, you know what? I said, son, you just keep doing what you're doing. I think you've got it figured out. And guys, it's not that if I'd have found one employer that let me be me and let me grow and let me do the things I want to do, I'd probably still be there. But I love learning new things. I love experiences. I love growing. So, man, that was just big for me. So, Steve, you didn't like that, did you? Versus licensed plumber, master fire suppression consultant, 40 years. Son just passed master plumbers. Good for you. 3 generations, safety first. Best you can be, keeping it real. I love it. All the way from New York. Good to have you in here. Dustin Fields says, Roger, have 2 55-gallon water heaters that are in need of replacing. Do you recommend changing the water heater to a single larger unit? Dustin, I wouldn't. I like having 2 55s or 2 50s. I like setting them up to where they're not running in series. They're running parallel. That way I can isolate one or the other. Unless they're piped where they go through them and go to different areas of the house. I like to be able to, like if it was just me at home alone, I could shut it down and run one water heater that feeds my bathroom and not worry about it. So I like looking at it different ways like that. James says, I liked it. It made me smile. That was great. Thank you guys so much. James used to teach business math in college. Man, I tell you what, learning math, if you ever want to grow up and own your own company, you've got to learn accounts payable, accounts receivable. You've got to learn some things. I think it's good for plumbers to know that, but I also think it's good for plumbers to say, hey, look, I'm going to call a bookkeeper, a CPA, an accountant, and let them do it for you. They specialize in it. Let them handle it. You are more than welcome. Look, motivational words are what I'm all about. So Zubair Fauzi, thank you. Got mine. I hope everybody gets theirs. James says, math is more than just numbers. It's knowing the process that can give you the answers. Absolutely. I want to study like Billy Madison did. I want to either work in Pensacola, Florida or Mobile, Alabama. In Alabama, and take my journeyman's test after 2 years of apprentice, then your master's test after a year of being a journeyman. Then, man, if it's that quick, I would get it in Alabama. And I'm trying to think of how close Mobile and Pensacola are. Man, if you're up there in that southeast area of Alabama, you might be able to get to Alabama and get to Florida later and work in both. I've always wondered that about states. Like if you live there in Floribama, can you go across the state to the other side? Do they accept your license from the other state? Is that good? Or Ronaldo says, half-pound pressure with a raised column of water 1 foot high. Half a pound of pressure will raise it 1 foot high. You do it. Hey there, Roger. Sherry hears your voice and says, is that Roger? Yes, ma'am, it is. Miss Sherry, good to get to talk to you today, even if I don't get to see you. Big John, good to see you, my brother. You recommend trade school or working in the United Association? And that's different for everybody, Logan, because here's the deal. Trade school, to me, is probably going to help you a lot more with residential. Most unions just teach commercial. So I would do research and find out exactly what it is you want to do. Go back to the course that I got, getting into the trades. What kind of plumber do you want to be? And I've got that free course, and I think there's a link to it down in my description. Do you want to do residential or commercial? Do you want to do service or new construction? Do you want to be union or non-union? Those are questions you really need to figure out before you get started. That way you get into the part of the trades that you really hopefully like the most. 3.785. Okay. Mr. Munch says cheese. Son Britannia says, what can someone do to take care of their health and body for a long career in plumbing? Number one, work out, eat right. Be careful of the situations that you're in. As plumbers, we tend to hurt ourselves, either laying in cabinets in an awkward position for too long, crawling around under houses. There's a lot of things that we can do. Zabir, thank you very much. He was a good man, and he's been gone for a while, but he is missed all the time. Light says, would you recommend going into school for plumbing is better or just learning it on the job? Again, go take that free mini course that I've got. It's going to help you because we're all different. I learned open shop, but then later I became an instructor in a union, and I love teaching. So the opportunities for me were phenomenal. Sorry, I got messages going off, so I actually looked down here to see what's up. And I'm glad that people like the way I look in denim. Thank you very much. Mossy Stones 325 says, hello, how we doing? Ready Temp says, our low flush toilet was not flushing as strong as when new and used a bent metal hanger to scrape out the brown buildup hidden in the bottom front flushing part. Now it flushes with power again. Guys, I've got a video that in one of my videos, I think it's, God, it may be how to stop a running toilet. I don't think that's it. I've got a video where I talk about shut the water off to your toilet, lift up your flapper, pour vinegar in there, and let your rim fill with vinegar. Calcium and magnesium, all your hardness will build up in a toilet like that, and it'll affect the way it flushes. It'll affect a lot of things. Will an apprentice have to pay for his tools up front, or will the company provide for them, or do I pay them back over time? Different companies are different. Patrick Wilson says, ever installed a reverse RO system? Yeah, our RO systems are great. I've installed some big commercial ones. I've never installed a smaller one for a residential house, but yes. In 5,000, how we doing? He says, I have a 4-year-old Rudd water heater, and it literally takes so long to heat up our water. If it's electric, you may have an element out. If it's gas, might check your burner assembly or your adjustment, see what it's set at. Sven Gustav Hoff says, Mr. Wakefield, I recall you said you were working on audiobooks. Please update us on how that's going. Normally hate audiobooks, but yours I would listen to. Cheers from Norway. And I'm still working on the book right now. I've got so many things I'm working on, guys. And I wish I could just tell everybody every day because I think this is so cool. But man, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Jonathan Wigler says they're close. Herp Derp NV says, Roger, is it possible to get a larger connection to a water main so a home can have an 1.5-inch fire hose standpipe cabinet installed in the garage? Yeah, you can contact the city and tell them that you need a new connection, that they can come out and do it. It may cost you a lot, but yeah, it can be done. Nice, thank you. I thought Mobile and Pensacola were close. And I'd check with both of them and say, hey, if I get my license in Alabama, can I do this over in Florida? Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick drink and let my puppy dog out of the studio. Now that nobody's here, here we go. Opinion to be heard and value the opinion of others. Do you enjoy a freaking awesome experience and love your customers and want to take better care of them? And do you love receiving information in a systematic process? If you said yes to any of these, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and tell 4,000 of your closest friends about it so they can come subscribe too. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Hope that didn't mess anybody up that time. All right. So that one's up. Happy New Year's and good afternoon. Sir, regular plumbing versus construction plumbing. Pros and cons. And you call it regular plumbing. I like that. Uh, Look, service plumbing to me is it's a completely different skill set. And the way I ask people about it, Mo, do you like to fix things or do you like to build things? And I have a very analytical mind. I love fixing things. I love going in, determining what the problem is, fixing it, making the repair, yada, yada, yada. Some people want to just build things. So it's kind of up to each one of y'all. John says about 30 miles to the Wyoming border, and they reciprocate a license with us. And guys, I know that if you live like up in Texarkana, your license is actually good in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, anywhere up around the four corners over there. So, and a lot of us work together. So, number one, thank you for the super chat. Commenter 78 says, do you sell tools to detect leaks? I don't yet. I'm actually designing my own tool right now. I'm working with the company that helped me do Meter Dog or that invented Meter Dog. I've helped them with some things on that. They're helping me design my own leak detection equipment. I've actually came up with the design and they're building it for me. So I am really, really excited about it. I think it's going to be cool. Kimberly J here says, hi, Roger. I'm a DIYer. The concrete subfloor is not holding tap cons to secure the closet flange because it didn't cure properly. How would you remedy this? Thank you. What you may have to do, Kimberly, is drill all the way through. It's a subfloor, so I'm assuming you're talking on a second floor. I would drill all the way through and put a molly bolt. See if you can tighten it down with nuts. That'll give you a bolt there to tie on to. Man, other than that, you're going to have to find some kind of an anchoring system to get down in it further. I hate that. Yeah, I hate when that happens. George France says, what's your opinion on rebuilding toilets? Say 6 to 8 years old, they look to be in good shape. If they're old, replacement would probably be the better option. And you answered your own question right there, George. I always try to give them options. I'll give them a price to rebuild it, but I'll also give them a price for a new one and explain to them a new one is probably going to be a higher efficiency toilet. It's going to save them money. It's going to be, starting all over. So I love, if they've got an old enough toilet, I definitely recommend replacement. Just wondering about Uponor red and blue PEX pipe failing. There's a lawsuit on those two colors getting hairline cracks. Guys, here's the deal. Anytime we come up with new products, a few years later, we're going to have problems. All the problems can't be determined when a product is brand new. So it takes time to get out there. Remember, we ran into this with PEX, with PB, polybutylene pipe. The chlorine made it brittle. We've got to have chlorine in it for the water. Man, it's just something we got to deal with. I hate that they're getting cracks in it. I hadn't seen a lot of it around here. So we'll see what happens. MC has got a job at a theme park as an apprentice. School is paid for and paid while in school. Some of the apprentices are making it seem like it won't be a good apprenticeship or respected. Any thoughts? What are you going to apprenticeship school for? Is it to work in the theme park or for maintenance or plumbing or HVAC, or what are they sending you to school for? That would be my question, MC. Richard McDonald says, watching with my son, Sam. Sam, absolutely. Hello, brother. It's good to have you in here. Welcome to the channel. I hope you like the show. Logan Omtvet says, want to be mainly residential, new construction, and service. Don't really want to work on commercial new construction, but I want to be able to do it. Learn all you can. And man, that's the best thing I can tell you is, luckily for me, my career bounced me around enough that I learned a little bit of everything. I've done commercial, I've done residential, I've done service, I've done new construction, I've been union, I've been non-union, I've done industrial, I've worked out at TI for years. I've done so many different things, but I think it's made me a more well-rounded plumber because I completely get all aspects of it. That's not the one I put up. Okay, so Logan, there it is. You got my answer though. Also wanted to say hello from Northwest Pennsylvania. How we doing? Big J, Illinois, how are we doing to you? Simultaneous is what I can expect during my first year of an apprenticeship. I expect a lot of learning. Understand that when you get into the trade, you don't know anything. And I don't mean that bad. You're getting in and you don't know what's going on. Understand that the journeyman, even the tradesman, the owner, the people teaching you, they've been doing this for a long time. So listen and learn. Cameron says, I've been plumbing since July, been running water every day, working on new construction houses. Was wondering when's the right time to ask when I can start running waste and vents. You know, here's the problem with the way they're bringing you in. And Cameron, it happens all the time. They'll bring you in, teach you to run water and expect you to run it forever because you get better at it. You get good at it. And the better you get at it, the more money you make them. I would just kind of start dropping hints. Say, man, I love watching that, the cast iron, the vents, the drain work. When can I get an opportunity to learn that too? And just see what they tell you. Got to tell you, Big J, Illinois, I love ProPress, ProPress and MegaPress both. Kendall C says, are you going to the wet show this year? Kendall, I am probably going to. I need to get in touch with them. I know that I spoke at the virtual event last year, loved it. I think wet is a good show, some good people to deal with. I am probably going to be speaking at PHCC in Lake Tahoe here later this year. They've reached out and asked me if I'd be interested in being a speaker there, so we'll see what happens. Beat of all, I'll tell you this, Kendall, if you want me to speak there, anybody who wants me to speak at WET, get in touch with WET and say, hey, is Roger speaking again? We would love to see him. And they'll reach out to me and say, hey, we want you here. Jonathan Wheeler says, have you ever weeped for water? My dad could do it. If you're done locating with sticks, man, I haven't, but I've worked with plumbers that could do it really, really good. Bedaval says, I'm 37, work behind a computer, too old to switch to plumbing. I've seen people get into plumbing. I saw an apprentice at the age of 55. So, no, it's never too late. Sean Strunk is about to start putting people in timeout. You know who you are. Yeah, guys, if you get crazy or stupid in here, Sean is a moderator. He will lock you up, kick you out, boot you out, whatever you want to call it. It happens. Jonathan Wheeler found the water main instead of our water line. Hey, it happens. Dum Dugan, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Mitchell Kester says, what are some commonly missed code violations by an apprentice? Well, apprentices should not be missing code violations because there should be a plumber watching over them. Look, as an apprentice, guys, you're still learning. You're not supposed to know code. You're supposed to start learning it. But what I'll tell you is just keep learning it. Man, learn it and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask the plumber why. Why are we doing it this way? Why is this required? And because then it'll start making sense to you. Roger Kimberly J again, subfloor is first floor, solid concrete. South Florida, few tap cons hold, but 3 aren't. Then it may be time to go to something bigger. I've seen lead anchors used, the kind that you drill a little bit bigger hole. It's got the rod sticking up. You put that in and hammer it down. It swells out. Man, I would try anything and everything. Heck, you may have to go up to like a 1/4 inch drop-in anchor or something. Just keep going till you can get something to hold. If you can't, chip it out, re-pour the concrete, and let it cure. Hate to tell you that. Sean says, Mitchell Kester, any of them, apprentices aren't expected to know, but they are expected to learn. Man, brother from another mother. Richard McDonald says, thanks. Esteban Cuellar, majority of Comcrina. Don't know what you got there, brother. Think your fingers got heavy, or maybe they're fat like mine, man. Mine have a hard time with the keyboard. Duval Young, journeyman electrician, had apprentices who've been in their 40s. It's never too late to switch, especially if you think you'd love it. Amen. Fu Manpu, I suffer from vegan brain fog. Yeah, being a vegan will mess you up. Do you know if the white Uponor is having any issues? Safer one to me. I don't know that they are. I've only heard of the red and the blue. Esteban says, how do you identify and interview the company you're applying for is not just looking for a salesman? A lot of people are, that's where you ask them, like, what is my job going to entail? But remember too, Esteban, as plumbers, we are salesmen. When I call Sean out to the house and I've got a toilet that I'm having a problem with, Sean can give me some options. We can replace just the flapper, we can rebuild the whole toilet, or I can replace the toilet. Those are options. It's not a salesman. It is, hey, here are the options that you have. As old as this toilet is, I would look at replacing it. Here's your option for this. Here's your option for this. Here's your option for this. The days of the old plumber that are just time and material where, hey, I make $100 an hour, I'm going to come in and knock out your problems. And those days are over. We go in and we evaluate people's houses and look at them and make them aware of what other problems they may have. And man, it's a big, big deal. The white is fine. The problem is the baking process. There you go. Sean's the first one who sent me a message about the Uponor too, just so you know. Hi, Roger. There any specific rules and regulations as a certified plumber in Texas? Yeah, there's a book of them. Need to go to the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, look at the plumbing license laws and plumbing license board rules. MC says, I got hired as a plumbing apprentice at the theme park. There you go. After 4 years, you'll be a journeyman. You will if the, and I want you to think about this, MC, and I don't know what city you work in, so I don't know how the laws are. In Texas, if you get hired as a maintenance worker at an apartment complex, theme park, something like that, you're a maintenance worker. You're not a plumber. You're not working directly under a licensed plumber. So just make sure that what you're working on will get you your plumbing license. I would hate for you to put in 4 years and then realize that you're not a plumber or you didn't get any credit for it or anything like that. And man, that would be tough. Plumbing Immortal says, what are your thoughts on a great deal, if not the majority of new construction plumbing being done by unlicensed plumbers in the DFW area? I completely disagree with it. I know plumbing companies that hire apprentices, send them out every day. They don't care if they've got a license. They're like, look, we'll pay the fine. They can make more money sending unlicensed people out and let them do the work. I don't like it at all. Big J Illinois says, thanks, Roger. Another question. Do you deal with furnace vents? The new stuff, gray PVC. What have you heard about it? I see the white PVC is not allowed anymore. You know what? I'm actually going to Miami in 2 weeks to look at a vent product, a new vent product. I'll let you know when I get back what I think about it. James says, this is random thought, but what do you think about smart faucets? Look, I like them. Guys, I think that, here, I'll jump out on a limb here and tell you my thoughts. I think that smart plumbing is on the way. It's on the way for all of us. It is literally, our water heaters are going to talk to us. Our faucets are going to talk to us. Our toilets are going to talk to us. They're going to tell us when it's leaking, when it's running, when the washer in it is starting to leak by a little too much and it's not conserving like it should. Guys, smart plumbing's on the way. We better get used to it. DJ Ogre says, what system do you feel is better, Vega or Uponor for residential? I think whichever one is spec'd. It doesn't matter to me. I like both. If I'm doing a PEX, I would prefer Uponor. If I'm doing copper, any press fitting, I love Vega. I think they're good. I don't think there's any problem with that. That douche Adrian says, you're my favorite person. I watch at 3 a.m. Adrian, where are you at? Oh, you're talking to Sean. Sean is your favorite person. Okay, now I get it. There you go. Sean, he loves you. Patrick de Guzman, do French drains need a permit? Not really, because they're part of the irrigation. But irrigators in Texas have to have a license. We normally don't, because as long as it carries away what it's supposed to, pretty cool. Kimberly J says, thank you, Roger. You're a gem. I am in Facebook DIY groups and post the link to your plumbing course often. Number one, Kim, thank you very much. Anytime y'all want to share videos and watch this, you can go right down under, man, what is this? 54 people in here, only 38 likes. I'm doing something wrong. You can actually go down under the video and hit share and share it to different groups. I think that is so cool when people do that. And you can tell when people do it, because we'll go from like 54 to 75 people in here. We had one night, I think we had over 200 people in here during a live one night. And it's like, man, this is really going well. Game 5000 says, when my toilet wasn't working properly, it needed a new fill valve. The plumber rebuilt the toilet because it was in need of new parts. There you go. Yeah. Share the subreddit group too. And I love it. Guys, if you've got any pictures, videos, anything at all, and it can be DIYers, it can be professionals, it can be whatever. Man, we get some great stuff over in our subreddit group. And also, when you're over there, look through it. And if you see stuff you like or don't like, say, hey, man, how'd y'all do this? Or why'd you do that? Or, hey, that looks good. Or, man, tag me, tag Sean in it. All right. Dum Dum Dugan, I will get down to you in a second. It says, hello from Longview, Texas. Own a home and had sewer back up into the bathtub. Had a plumber come out. They cleared it in the main line. A couple of weeks later, the master bath backs up. Now, any ideas? I would ask you, did they run a camera? Anytime we run a drain cleaning, we run a camera because we want to see if there's any issues we need to know about. There could be a breakage. There could be a lot of different things. And if it's a bathtub, it may not even show. But I still like getting the camera down there to see what I can determine. Tips for dealing with difficult customers. There's a book out called Difficult Conversations, or Having Difficult Conversations. Sometimes you need to do that. There you go. Mr. Jonathan Wheeler says, everybody hit the like bar or the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thomas Kroll, I think most people want to be heard. If they're upset, usually you can let them vent. Then they're easier to work with. Just listen to them for a few minutes. And it's really funny because, and Sean's right. I take a lot of coaching. I go through a lot of coaching. And I'm going through Brendan Burchard high performance coaching right now. And one of the things they talk about, they said, every time you look at somebody, pretend that their forehead says, see me, hear me, acknowledge me, and love me. And if we would look at people like that, even if it's our customers that are upset, see me, hear me, acknowledge me, and love me. If we treat our customers, every one of them, like we love them, we're always going to do the right thing. So I think that is such a big deal. Man, I know. I need to get going on my books, my audio books, all of it. It's funny. I've got a room in here I was thinking about building to record my audio books in, because I need like a soundproof room. So a lot of things in there I'm looking at. Do you know if the Journeyman exam is open book? That does differ from each state. Texas, it is not. Hello from Australia. Good morning to you. Glad to see you in here. The Sharon says, I didn't mean Sean. Sorry, Sean. Currently in Czech Republic. It's getting close to midnight. Well, brother, thank you for being up. I appreciate that. MC, I love it too, man. And look, I know people like me better than Sean, and I feel sorry for Sean about that sometimes. But here's the deal. I want to take a minute and say thanks to Sean. It's not just the Q&As that I get to. Man, Sean jumps in here and gives his 2 cents worth too, and I love it. I'm working on some things where I can get Sean in on the live streams. Thing is, he's always freaking working. So anyway, we're going to try to do some things different this year. Anytime y'all have some ideas for videos or anything like that, do me a favor, man, send me a message. Say, hey, man, look, we're thinking about doing this, or have you thought about doing this? Some stuff we're working on that's going to take a while, but we've had some fun doing some things. If you have a journeyman license in one state, is there a process to transfer it to a different state? You need to check with the state you want to move to and see if they have reciprocity. If they do, you may be able to transfer that license. If not, you may have to just go take that exam. Again, Dum Dum Dugan, thank you for the super chat. And I saw over here you put a note that they did not. We always try to run a camera. I think, yeah, there you go. Everyone loves Roger and Roger loves me. Hey, I do love Sean, man. I can't lie to y'all about it. But here's the deal, man. I love all y'all. Y'all make it where I get to do the coolest job in the world. I get to come in here and talk plumbing. I get to communicate with y'all. I get to teach some of y'all things that I know. I get to learn from some of y'all. Believe it or not, man, when me and Sean talk, I learn from him. So, man, did I really say that on video? Oh, God. I may have to delete this video, y'all. Derek Owen, good evening. How are you? Yeah, I would I would really want to try to find a way to get a camera in there to see what I could see. Big J Illinois, thanks again. Don't want to be annoying, but do you have a go-to for the drain camera? Man, I'm going to tell you this, and I hate doing it because they don't sponsor me. They don't do anything. I love the new Milwaukee camera. They came by and did a demo. I'm trying to talk to Milwaukee about doing some kind of a sponsorship deal. I love their cameras, man. I think it's good. Roger got me through school. Well, I hope you're talking plumbing school. I don't recognize the name, so I know you're not a child that I supported or anything like that. I'm joking. Number one, congratulations, though, getting through school. Says, hi, Roger, in Minnesota here. Very cold. Lots of hot water boiler repairs. Make the cash while I'm retired. Well, James Brown, I am actually headed to Minnesota. Actually, I'm headed to St. Paul. I believe in 8 days. I've got to go up there for a drain cleaning class through Nexstar. So I'm looking forward to that. And guys, here's the deal. I'm 58. I still learn. I'm a master plumber. I still learn. I love going to training, to education, to learn knowledge. The Centrotherm that I'm going to in Miami, the drain cleaning in St. Paul. I love still getting out and learning. I really think that once we quit learning, man, we kind of put the brakes on ourselves. If you're not moving forward, you're not moving. So anyway, look, I love what I do. James says, I remember the video you did that showed how toilet paper should break up and how certain wipes didn't. That made an impression on me. Well, you know, and what I did that for is for a Cottonelle flushable wipes video. And I've got to tell you, James, ask Sean. He did the test too, so it's not just me. You know you got the love, brother. Michael Surak says, hello from New Jersey. Love the videos. You taught us so much. I watch every video you make. ASAP, PSI. I want to be a plumber. Any beginner tips? You know, absolutely. Number one, Michael, I got to go up to Piscataway about 4 or 5 years ago. Loved it up there. Look, if you're watching the videos, you're learning a lot already. You're going to be ahead of so many people. As a beginner plumber, as a beginning apprentice, always try to be the very best. Keep your mouth closed, keep your ears open, learn everything you can, and then ask questions. But learn first. Try to learn it. Understand that journeyman, that master, that owner, whoever it is that's working with you, is teaching you a trade that they make a living in. And most of us are so prideful about what we do. It's funny because I have this conversation often about literally going out, driving down the road, and they'll be like, hey, you know, I built that building. And it may be somebody I've been with, done that road 100 times. They're like, Roger, really? I've heard that 100 times. Man, this is one of the most prideful trades in the world, the residential construction industry. Or not just residential, just the construction trades. So, man, what I tell you, try to be the very best from day one. Know what your end game is. Do you want to own your own company one day? Do you want to be up and be a man? Do you want to be a project manager? Do you want to be a superintendent? What do you want to do? I moved up in the union. When I got in the union, they hated me because I was from open shop. 20 years later, I was director of operations for one of the large mechanical contractors. You can do whatever you want to do, and don't let anybody ever tell you differently. Big J Illinois is truly enjoying the show. Have you had any vids on how-tos? Oh man, I got a ton of them. You need to go check out my channel. Jonathan Wheeler says, Roger, Sean, and everyone got to run. Everyone have a great week. Jonathan, thank you so much for being in here. I appreciate it. What? I know. Jonathan Wheeler, I like that. Snip, snip. Kimberly J says, hey, friends, hit the like button for Roger. I like that, Kimberly. Thank you. Okay, so, man, I can't believe I hadn't done this yet. Everybody put in here where you're from and what do you do? What part of the country do you live in and what do you do? Are you a plumber, pipe fitter, welder, HVAC tech?
Electrician.
It's really cool. I went down to Austin last week and had lunch or had dinner with Dustin Stelzer. If y'all have not seen Electrician U, go check out his YouTube channel. Great electrician and love what he's doing. Him and I are trying to figure out how to do some things together. So everybody in here, yeah, put where you're from and what you do. What part of the country are you in and what do you do? Shari says, my dad is a licensed home inspector, and as such, he regularly puts a camera down into sewage drains. I was wondering how often inspectors and plumbers work together, or if you do it all. I do have some home inspectors that I work together. In Texas, they just started allowing home inspectors to put cameras in the drains. And there's a lot of people afraid that an inspector is going to get one caught. It happens. I mean, look, as a plumber, I've seen it happen. I've never had it happen to me, thank God. So, yeah, we do. I've got home inspectors that call me anytime they have serious plumbing questions. Okay. Jonathan, you come back, talk to me. I'll bring you back in. Williams Jasim says, hey, Roger, hello from Denmark. You showed me a lot I didn't know about P-traps. Thank you, sir. We build thing that lasts 100 years or better. You know, we all try to, Derek. And there are buildings that I've built that are 100 years old. Okay, I'm joking. I've worked in buildings that are that old, and it's neat. Maybe not quite that old, almost that old, 90 something years old. So when Robert help me, my toilet is blocked. Get a plunger. Start there. Tom's. They're calling Tampa Master Plumber Owner. I love it. I was in Tampa a few weeks ago, dinner for a business planning workshop. Very good. Jonathan Wheeler's an Alabama truck driver. Good to see you in here. Inventor from Northern Ohio. Great seeing you in here. Mr. Thomas Curl from Denton, Texas. Big J, Illinois says, hey, Roger, I build and uplift police cars. Have a handyman business on the side. Cool deal. Logan Amphavet says, in Key West, Florida, work in the United States Coast Guard. Well, thank you for your service, man. I appreciate that. Hunter Hayes says, hey, Roger, I hope you had a good New Year. Let's make this one the best one yet. Amen. And guys, I think I'm going to. I'll get to the rest of these here in just a minute. I'm actually meeting with a lady. Those of y'all that know me know I've been working on courses, how to get into the trades, how to become a better tradesman, how to start your own company, and how to get the right tools in your toolbox to grow your business and make your phone ring. I met a lady. She was speaking at a conference that I was speaking at. And man, she does what I need done. And I've been hiring the wrong people. So I'm really excited about her. And I meet with her Friday. And it's like an all-day meeting. You deep dive into a bunch of things. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So Hunter, I do plan on this being the best year yet. XXL4 LIFO3 says, Long Island, New York emergency shift foreman for natural gas utility. Local 1049. Good to have you in here. B. Duval, Raleigh, North Carolina, 911 dispatcher. Thank you for what you do. Newton from Wyoming, work at Pizza Hut. Man, pizza sounds good right now. You just had to put that in there, didn't you, Newt? Thomas Curl, civil engineer in Denton, Texas. William Jassim says, I'm from Denmark and I'm going to school to become a data technician. And data is what the world is all about now. Senior D says, San Diego PHCC plumber son. Good for you. Machine operator from California, Cherie. Jeff Haver. Hey, Roger, Southern Mama Drama. What's up? Been a while. Kimberly J. from South Florida, land investor and DIYer. What part of South Florida, Kimberly? I flew into Miami one time, drove down to Key West, scuba dove for a couple of days, went down there for Fantasy Fest, and came back. Just had a blast. Next time you're in town, call me. I'll buy you lunch. Never flush. Hi, did you know to never flush paper towels? Yes, I did. And I tell my customers not to do it too. James Sanders Cedarloft says, owned a computer business, informed people how to do things so they wouldn't need to keep coming back to me. Ended up with more business by empowering people than if I wouldn't have. It's really funny. And I want y'all to understand this. I have literally grown my YouTube channel by teaching people how to fix their own plumbing. So then whenever I go in and tell people not to use SharkBite, so many people jump in and say, oh my gosh, you're just so mad because people are doing things themselves. I'm like, what? Have you ever watched a video on my channel? Joseph, you're right. Sorry, it wasn't Joseph on this one. There we go, James. You're right. I help people fix their own plumbing. I've got videos teaching them how to fix their own plumbing problems so they don't have to call a plumber. Don't get me wrong, there's still enough work out there. The plumbers are going to stay busy. It's a great way to build relationships with people. And man, that's what I'm all about. Joseph, I did notice you. Jeff Haver, how do you attract and retain plumbers at Texas Green Plumbing? Man, it's funny. We just brought in 2 new plumbers today. I took them out to lunch. They're doing the onboarding process now. Jeff, I put it out there that we're looking for people and we're looking for good people. I want it known what kind of people we're looking for. I want the best of the best. The plumbers I want right now aren't fired and laid off and sitting at home. They're out running work. They're running people. They're managing companies. I want the very best of the best. And I let everybody know that's what we're looking for. And we're always looking for them. So, people know, hey, if I start looking for a job, if I get bored, I know where to look. And it works out well. Want to get into the detailed blueprint reading course? Do you know of any on top of your head that you recommended? Logan, this was only taught through the union. CEF, Construction Education Foundation, I'm sure has one. I don't know if you can take just that one independently. I'd contact PHCC, whoever your local PHCC chapter is, and ask them what they have. That's how you mentioned the Milwaukee Drain Scope. I don't even know which one it is. Big J, look, as I'm talking to them and trying to figure it out, they've got a new one that, and the head detects an angle. If it drops too much, has too much fall. The entire line is traceable. It's like a 4K camera. They did a demo here and I fell in love with it. James Sitterloff says, I'm in California, have a family that were all electricians. Man, I tutor people in math and computers. I'm a pastor. Well, number one, God bless you and thank you, sir. Man, plumbers always need help with math, so that's good. Joshua Brown says, master plumber from Michigan, started my own company last year. Good for you. Naneem Bobby says, VASF Tech. Seniors Diaz, take care. Brother, good luck and thank you for being here. Most expensive tool you've gotten as a gift. Huh. As a hand tool, probably a Leatherman. And I like the Leatherman Crunch. They've got a few different ones. That's my favorite. They're about $120 or so. But I also turned around a few years later and bought them for my guys because I loved it so much. South Florida, just bought a place sort of saying, let's come on buy. I'll buy all 3 meals. Man, James Brown, if I ever make it down there and I have time to hang out, number one, I love Southern Florida. I loved going from Miami down to. Oh, there's somebody here. You got somebody else from St. Lucie right there. Martin, Michigan, planning to apply for a plumbing apprenticeship at the local union in February. Good for you. Kimberly's in Point St. Lucie, Florida. Okay, so I gotta look that up. The reason being, I'm literally like, okay, my drive from Miami down to Key West was phenomenal. And I just freaking loved it. So I'm trying to see where it is on the map because it sounds familiar. Okay, so you're up around. Oh, not where I thought. Oh, you're up from Palm Beach. Okay. So see, yeah, I flew into Miami, which was great. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and then drove all the way down to Key West, and it was a blast. Any ideas on where to start with slow drain, kitchen sink, and shower? I'm sure you have a video. I'll be sure to search for it. A sink, a shower, stuff like that. I would probably try a top sink snake, a small hydrojetter, anything at all like that. Paisley says my toilet keeps running. Have replaced the fill valve and the seal on my canister flush. Still running. What else do you suggest? If you've replaced the fill valve and that, it may be what the canister sets on the bottom. You may need to replace that whole flush valve assembly. Sorry, I meant to light that up. Dusty Crosby says jumping out of a ditch and into service plumbing. What is a tip to gain confidence in selling to my customer? First of all, understand that you're not selling. You're giving them options. You're going to give them here's what you could do, which is, the bottom line, it's a Band-Aid. It's what you could do. Here's what you should do. This will fix the problem the right way. And here's what I would do. This is your high-end option. And I always put that as a high-end option is what I would do because I want it done the right way. I want it done the very best. So I love presenting it to them that way. Joseph says, yes, my name is Joseph. Big J, Illinois, you are more than welcome. Ethan Keenan, how we doing? Dusty is in Ohio. Would you recommend going into the plumbing right after 8 years in the Army? Is the money truly there in plumbing? Not only, man, and we either just released I think we just released it the other day, out of the military and into the trades. Dusty, yeah. Oh, sorry, Ethan. Yes, I absolutely would. And the reason being, number one, y'all already got a mental mindset. You're going to come in and systems and processes are going to be easy for you. You're going to learn to be one of the best technicians and it's going to be amazing. So, yes. And if you've got part of your GI Bill, it may supplement your income while you're learning. Ricky Kidd, I had a grandfather who was a helper around my grandma's house. He can fix about certain things, you name it. And I understand that there's nothing wrong with that. If that person wants to be a handyman, they can make a great living. I would just be careful working on plumbing if you're in an area where plumbing is required to have a license. Paisley's, you are welcome. Ricky Kidd, about an hour away from Port St. Lucie and 3 hours from Orlando, also 3 hours from Tampa. Ha, ha, ha. James says, my grandfather was a sheet metal worker. Good deal. Well, guys, I have hit the bottom of the list. I am going to shut down early. Man, happy first of the year. January 3rd. I hope everybody has got things planned for a wonderful new year. Is this a year you make it about you? Are you learning? Do you have a positive mindset? Are you optimistic about the future and what it can do? And are you recruiting other people into the trades? Whether you own a company, whether you're a journeyman, whether you're an apprentice, Are you recruiting other people in to help them learn, to help them grow, to help them better their lives? Remember, plumbers protect the health of the nation. And I think if you ask Sean, you ask me, we take it very seriously. And then the last one, do you have a love of the trades? When I talk about being prideful about driving down the street, watching and learning, looking at what we've built, looking at what we've repaired, anything at all like that, it is such a prideful thing. So to get into the trades, to get good at the trades, always try to become the very best, but then to get better and learn and improve, man, that's what it's all about. Sean says, so plane tickets from Denver to Dallas are stupid. I bet they are. Ethan Keenan says, thanks. It's great to have a source that is genuinely a good guy with great ethics. Have a great rest of your day. My day is just about over. I got one more meeting today, and then I get out of here. And I'll probably have that meeting on the way home. Kimberly says, Roger, you might like Stuart, Florida, if you like boating and being on the water. 45 minutes from Palm Beach County, 2 hours from Miami. You know, my thing is, Kimberly, I love to scuba dive. Even when I went down to, God, where did I dive out of? We stayed in North Key West. Actually, we stayed over at the Key West Golf Resort. And I think I had to drive north just maybe 20 or 30 minutes. Man, found a dive charter. Guy just took out, dropped us off in the water. Says, hey, when y'all come up, blow a whistle, holler, I'll find you. And man, it was pretty cool. I love scuba diving though, so it was a neat thing for me. Sean Strong says, found us a couple more volunteers. There we go. Guys, yeah, we are looking for some help. He could use a couple more volunteers. Man, anybody wants to, number one, connect with Sean, boom_the plumber. And he's on Instagram. Message him about what he's trying to do. He's working on some things to help the plumbing community, help the Roger Wakefield community, help the tuber turds grow. So, man, anybody gives him a hand, I really would appreciate it. Nathaniel Gilroy says, dang, came in late. Yep, we are fixing to jump out, so pretty close. There you go. Breck, I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much. Ricky Kidd, how are you? Good to see you in here. And I will take care. I want to say thanks to everybody for being in here today. This is actually a good one as always. I love what I get to do, and I get to do it thanks to each and every one of y'all. We got almost 60 likes today. If you hadn't done it yet, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think about it. I do appreciate y'all that get in here, that comment, that share this, that man, just are here all the time. So thank y'all for what y'all do. I appreciate everything y'all bring. I love it when y'all go over to subreddit, post your pictures, your videos, things like that. We're continuously making videos with stuff. So thank you for all you do. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you hadn't connected with me on LinkedIn, do so. We go live on LinkedIn Tuesday and Thursday at 10 o'clock. Next week might be a little bit different just because I don't know what my schedule is going to be. The next 2 weeks I'm out of town. But I want to say thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. Jump back over here real quick. Have a good year going to. Sean Strong says, have a good day, crew. Thanks for being here. It's always nice to see your face and hear your voice, Sean. Thank you very much. Nathaniel Gilroy says, been watching you since my first year. Went from being a hand to running a full solo. Thanks a lot for your videos. Man, you are more than welcome. I do. Guys, I love what I do, and I get to do it because of each and every one of y'all. Different cities, different municipalities. Look, Garland, where I grew up, was one of the last places to allow PVC. So they're all different, guys. Anyway, guys, look, if you need to talk to me, message me on LinkedIn, Instagram, connect with Sean, boom_the plumber, and let's keep doing what we're doing. Guys, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.